Yeah, and I love that. There's a very love what you do influence going on, and
Yeah.
anyone in the entertainment industry that has done anything will tell you you have to love what you do, because at first you don't make the big money. You don't. Sometimes you don't make any money.
Right, exactly.
You know?
I'm not making the big money now. I'll be straight up frank and honest and tell you that.
Yeah.
You know, and every day is a new adventure. Every day is learning, growing, doing new things, and trying to get to that next rung in the ladder.
Yeah.
You know, for everything that I've accomplished, there's 10 more things that I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's that passion that just keeps fueling one thing in front of the other. And, you know, to love every step of the way shows that that's, you know, something that I'm passionate about. And like I say, we all have those things inside of us, and, you know, it's important to always seed into that.
And a great tool that is now, I mean, widespread and well known is social media.
Yeah.
You know, your MySpaces, your Twitter, your Facebook, and everything like that. Now,
Right.
I mean, you're connected to so many people in this industry, and if you want, you can narrow it down to that industry. I mean, on Josh's Facebook, you can look him up. He's connected to his agent, he's connected to his manager, he's connected to people around the world that share in this like-minded attitude, this love for entertainment and everything.
Yeah.
How has social media just expanded the possibilities of this industry?
You know, it's just made things kind of blow up, because it's made staying in touch and keeping your name out there so much easier. But more importantly, you know, there are people who you may respect and want to speak to that may not have been accessible to you before, that are now basically as accessible as a postman. And I'm not saying to go out there and be creepy and look up people and say, hey, I'm writing you on your personal Facebook page. You know, I'm not saying do that.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you have that connection with someone and you can, you know, or they can be accessible to you, it's such a great way to stay in touch and meet people and make connections and things like that.
Yeah.
So it really is a tool that is so valuable when used properly.
Yeah. Well, you brought up a great point, so I'm going to keep the interview going about the professionalism that comes along with social media and social marketing, because you are marketing yourself.
Right.
And so, I mean, and I get hits, and I'm sure you get hits, and anyone that's an agent or, you know, producer or anything like that, they get the random emails. Hey, this is so-and-so, and I'm just hitting you up. I just want to connect with you. How important is it to ask permission, number one? Can I connect to your network and everything else? Introducing yourself. You know, social media has become the new introduction. You know, I can't physically shake someone's hand that lives in Boston, but you know what, through Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, if you send a direct message saying, hey, would you mind if I, because I've done that before. I've sent people emails saying, hey, would you mind if I connected with you and your network and everything, and, you know, doing things like that. So, you know, how important is that, you know, you dress up to go to an interview, even with an agent or a manager or anything like that. I mean, how important is that dress up, that first initial contact with them, you know, through Facebook, Twitter, MySpace?
I mean, it's ridiculously important.
Yeah.
You know, with the, you know, addition of Facebook and Twitter and things like that into the professional world, it's opened up all these opportunities for you to be able to connect with people. But, you know, the thing about that is, if you're not professional about it, that's still your first impression.
Yeah.
You're making your first impression whether you're face-to-face or you're writing somebody an email.
Yeah.
So it's very important to make sure that you're going through the proper channels, you're not creeping, you're not being persistent and you know, just constantly spamming somebody with something or something like that. You know, just use good judgment and proper etiquette and things like that. So.
Well, and here's a question I ask a lot of people in that kind of business, agents and directors, things like that. With social media, there is also some cons, and that can be, you know, one of them, that people just hit you up out of nowhere, that act very unprofessional and do things like that.
Yeah.
So with this shift into where you can just as easily email someone as you can walk in their door, how important now is a phone call, picking up the phone and calling people saying, hey, I'm available, you know, would you mind if I sent you some material?
Right.
You know, and doing things like that. How important is that these days, do
you
you
know,
think?
I think that there's a laziness factor that comes into play as far as, you know, always relying on email and things like that.
Yeah.
It's almost
Yeah.
become taboo to pick up the phone and call somebody because you
Yeah.
want to say, I don't want to bother this person, or I don't want to, you know, I'm too scared to call somebody, so I'm going to email them where I can hide behind this. And, you know, the pros and cons of that are that, you know, you can really say what you want to say and fine tune what you're going to say to this person. The con of that is that, well, anybody can write them an email.
Yeah.
So
it comes off as almost unsincere, like you're not even.
it can, yeah.
You know.
But there's something more personal about, picking up the phone and hearing a voice, or even being face to face.
Yeah.
So it's all just different levels of the same thing, and certainly the addition of being able to talk to someone electronically can be used as a wonderful tool, but I don't think it should be relied upon.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a thing where it used to be writers and everything, and they still do it sometimes. They would lock themselves, get together, fly across the country, whatever, and lock themselves in a room and just write. You have those weekends where you just write and write and write, and that's how scripts were finished. Now
Right.
it's passed electronically. Someone writes a script and sends it. You can
Right.
put it in a PDF format and shoot it off, and someone can get it, in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If it's a larger file, I guess I still use dial-up. I don't know. But, doesn't anyone else have AOL anymore? Yeah, anyway. But, but it makes it so simple, but
Right.
it also is, like you said, a laziness factor. So
Yeah, exactly.
that tends to creep up in there. But
Exactly.
anyway, so I'd like to thank Josh Yawn for taking some time out and talking with us. I hope you found it very enlightening. I love talking to this guy. Look him up, joshyawn.com. You can see his resume, see his demo clips, his demo reels, and all that good stuff. So, we'll have the address right here. So at the bottom of the screen. You like how I did that? Look, did it again. So anyway, thanks again, and join us next time. We'll have another great interview. Thanks again, Josh.